The board was silent. No ticking clock. No opponent waiting to move. Just an empty chair. And a name the chess world could hardly whisper. Clips flash. Twitch chat scrolling. Camera flashes at the Charlotte Chess Center. A headline. Grandmaster Daniel Naroditsky dead at 29. Narrator. In a world obsessed with victory, Daniel Naroditsky reminded us that intellect could still be kind, and brilliance could still be human. He wasn't just a chess player. He was the voice of modern chess, the grandmaster who bridged the classical board and the streaming world. And on October 19, 2025, that voice went silent. The making of a prodigy soft strings fade in. Old photos of a young Daniel appear. Born in San Mateo, California in 1995, Daniel's story began the way all legends do, quietly. At 6 years old, his father, Vladimir, a Ukrainian immigrant, taught him how the pieces moved. He couldn't have known that within 6 years, his son would be sitting atop the world. In 2007, at age 12, Daniel Naroditsky won gold at the World Youth Chess Championships Under-12 section, a triumph that made him one of the youngest FIDE masters in history. That same year, he joined the legendary Mechanics Institute Chess Club, a breeding ground for great minds. There he learned not just how to win, but how to think. Daniel didn't play chess like a child trying to win a game. He played like a philosopher trying to understand the universe. The young author fade into a slow montage of book covers and a teenage Danya signing copies. In 2010, at only 14, Daniel did something no one his age had ever done before. He published a chess book. Mastering Positional Chess, Practical Lessons of a Junior. World Champion wasn't just a manual, it was a window into a young mind that saw logic as poetry. Chess fans who read it described feeling as if they were reading the thoughts of someone far older, an old soul in a child's body. That same year at the U.S. Open, he shared second place with some of America's biggest names, earning his ticket to the 2011 U.S. Championship. The Grandmaster emerges, music sharpens. Tension builds as tournament footage plays. In 2011, at just 16, Daniel earned his first Grandmaster norm at the Banasque Open in Spain. Then, 2 years later, he tied for first at the Philadelphia Open, claiming his second. And finally, in July 2013, in that same Spanish mountain town of Banasque, he secured his third and final norm. By 18, Daniel Naroditsky was officially a Grandmaster. That year, he also won the U.S. Junior Championship, a clean, commanding victory. Every title, every norm, they came not through aggression, but precision. Danya didn't crush opponents. He dismantled them with quiet inevitability. In 2014, he received the Samford Chess Fellowship, one of the most prestigious honors in American chess. Later that year, in Las Vegas, he tied for fifth at the Millionaire Chess Open, competing against veterans twice his age. The intellectual warrior, Daniel's style was a paradox, both gentle and brutal. On the board, he was calm, calculating, and patient, almost surgical in his execution. But inside, the fire was unmistakable. He represented the United States at the 2015 World Team Championship, defeating Russian and Israeli heavyweights Dmitry Yakovenko and Evgeny Postny. Even when he lost, he smiled, and because for Danya, every loss was an unfinished lesson. Over the next decade, he competed in multiple U.S. championships, the most memorable in 2021, when he stunned the chess world by defeating Fabiano Caruana, then ranked number 2 in the world. It wasn't just an upset. It was a message that brilliance could come from anywhere, even from a streamer's room in North Carolina. The digital revolution, visuals, Twitch streams, chat reactions, YouTube clips of calm commentary. As the chess world moved online, one man became its heartbeat. Daniel, or Danya, as his fans called him, brought warmth to a cold game. He streamed for hours, explaining moves, laughing at blunders, and turning what was once considered an elite pursuit into a living, breathing community. On chess.com, he was Daniel Naroditsky. On Lichess, Rebecca Harris, Under both names, he climbed to the top of the blitz and bullet leaderboards. His peak bullet rating? 3553 on chess.com, 3326 on Lichess, numbers that made even elite players shake their heads in disbelief. He wasn't just fast. He was fluid. His moves less like calculations and more like improvisations in jazz. By 2024, Danya's blitz rating crossed 2,705 for the first time, ranking him among the top 25 players in the world. He was no longer just a competitor. He was a performer, a teacher, a bridge between worlds. The storm of accusations music drops to low bass tones. A dark, tense atmosphere, but brilliance, as always, attracts shadows. In 2024, chess was reeling from cheating scandals that shook the very core of the game. And then, the unthinkable. Former world champion Vladimir Kramnik accused Daniel Naroditsky of cheating online. The internet exploded. Forums burned. Clips went viral. Daniel, normally composed, diplomatic, and struck back hard. He called Kramnik worse than dirt, denying the allegations outright and hinted that jealousy had driven the accusations. For a man who'd built his reputation on integrity and clarity, it was a brutal blow. The quiet teacher had been dragged into the chaos of modern chess politics. Fellow Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura came to his defense, calling Danya a trailblazer who had brought chess to life for a new generation. The storm eventually faded, but its scars remained, invisible, heavy, and deeply personal. The final climb, visuals, tournament halls, clock ticks. The World Blitz stage in Dubai, December 2024. The World Blitz Championship. Daniel Naroditsky tied for first place in the Swiss portion, 9.5 points out of 13. A performance rating of 27.49. He was inches away from the knockout stage, but a cruel tie-break left him ninth. Just one step short. Still, the chess world noticed. Naroditsky wasn't just streaming. He was proving again that he could compete with the very best. By August 2025, his blitz rating hit 2732, 18th in the world, 6th in the United States. That same month, he went 14-0 at the U.S. National Blitz Championship. Perfect, untouchable. The kind of performance legends are built on. After years of teaching others how to win, Danya reminded everyone he could still do it himself. The teacher, the writer, the philosopher. Soft music resumes. Footage of him explaining endgames, smiling, laughing with students. Daniel wasn't just a player. He was a scholar. He published 2 books, Mastering Positional Chess and Mastering Complex Endgames. From 2014 to 2020, he wrote the Practical Endgame column in Chess Life magazine, guiding readers through the intricate logic of chess's most beautiful phase. He later wrote for the New York Times, crafting puzzle columns that made Grandmaster strategy accessible to millions. He joined the Charlotte Chess Center as Grandmaster in Residence, mentoring, teaching, inspiring. To his students, he wasn't just a GM. He was the calm in the storm. While others chased trophies, Daniel chased understanding. He believed chess wasn't about dominance, it was about discovery. The man behind the moves. Behind the genius was a quiet man. The son of Jewish immigrants, his father from Ukraine, his mother from Azerbaijan. Daniel grew up in a household where history and resilience mattered. He attended Crystal Springs Uplands School, then Stanford University, where he studied history until 2019. He wasn't chasing fame or fortune. He was chasing perspective. In 2020, he moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, the place that would become his home, his haven, and ultimately his final chapter. He never stopped streaming, never stopped teaching. He would go live late at night, voice steady, tone thoughtful, explaining not just what to play, but why to play it. Fans loved him not for his brilliance, but for his humility. He didn't talk down. He lifted people up, the silence after the storm. Music fades to near silence. One piano note echoes. On October 19, 2025, the news broke. Daniel Naroditsky, gone. 29 years old. The Charlotte Chess Center announced his death the next day. No cause, no details, only grief. Across Twitch, YouTube, and chess.com, tributes poured in. Clips flooded social media. Danya smiling, teaching, laughing. Players paused their games in silence. In chess, when a player dies, the board doesn't move again. The pieces stay frozen, mid-battle, waiting for the hand that will never return. Legacy of a Quiet Giant montage. Snippets from streams. Fans in chat, students in classrooms. Daniel's influence didn't end with his final move. He'd shown a generation that chess wasn't just a game for the gifted, it was a language anyone could learn to speak. Through his streams, he reached hundreds of thousands. Through his words, he reached millions. Through his kindness, he changed what it meant to be a chess player. He was proof that brilliance and humility could coexist. That knowledge meant nothing if you couldn't share it, and that sometimes the strongest move is simply teaching someone else how to make theirs.